Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is qualifying ahead of the 2023 Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Please do drop me a like if you are just coming into the stream now. And yeah, get yourself subscribed because I'm trying to get to 500 subs before the end of the season. Probably won't happen, but you got all your targets. 70 subs in 9 races. But yeah, we're welcoming to back-to-back weekends. We had the Dutch Grand Prix last weekend, which was utter chaos. Ended up being like a 3.5-hour live stream. But the weather is looking more reasonable this weekend, so it should be a straightforward weekend this weekend. But a 1-hour red flag last Sunday, just to do the last 5 laps, was peak. But yes, welcoming Suede, Chrissy, SHT, how we doing, bro? We have the tyre location qualifying format. Yeah, so last seen in Hungary, they're doing this thing where we're doing Q1 on the hard tyre, Q2 on the medium tyre, Q3 on the soft tyre. And yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind this format. I don't really know what it changes. I don't really know what the aim of it is, but it doesn't really affect things too much. It's not like a massive change. The quicker cars are still going to be at the front. It's not like a full shuffling of the grid. But if your car's particularly poor on the hard tyres and maybe you get knocked out of Q1 where in a different scenario you just stuck a set of mediums on and got through, so you're being punished if you're not so good on a certain set of tyres, I suppose. You're being rewarded if you're really good on a certain set of tyres. So if you're rapid on the hard tyres and you'd usually get knocked out of Q1, maybe today you get through. So I don't know, but little tweaks to the rules every now and then just to see how it goes, I suppose. It still makes qualifying interesting, exactly. In fact, qualifying has been one of the interesting things about 2023. You know, we haven't got the championship battle. We haven't got nothing like that. But qualifying's been good. We've had a lot of overtaking in the races. I think, actually, the Dutch Grand Prix last week was a record for the most overtakes in a race. It beat China 2016 or something like that. Had the most overtakes ever in a Grand Prix, which is mad. Probably most of them happened on lap 2 and 3 when everyone was pitting for the intermediates, when it was like a half and half split for whether you stay out on the dries. It was probably about 50 overtakes in 2 laps. But yeah, it was a chaotic race. And let's see what happens in quali today. 188 overtakes. SHT coming in with the stats. Yeah, 188 overtakes. It was a chaotic one. But yes, welcome in Ernesto. Footy and F1, yeah. Footy and F1 day today, innit? United play tomorrow, though. Hope you're well. Dragon Soup in his split. You don't know whether you're up or down with that. Dragon Soup get you pepped up. The spliff will chill you out. Where are you going to be? You be where you are now. You might as well not bother. Right. Let's go. Quali. In fact, I've not been able to do qualifying for the last couple of races. Just because of the way my shifts have worked out. I've not been able to actually do a watch along for qualifying for quite a while. Probably a couple of months, actually. So... yeah, so let's go. I've had to just do the race for the last couple of races, I think. So, yeah, let's have a bit of qualifying action. Ferrari looking quick. If you haven't been keeping track of the practice sessions, Sainz has topped not only FP2 yesterday, but topped FP3 a couple of hours ago as well. So, Ferrari in with a shout, a pole position maybe, but obviously you've got like a 60-lap race tomorrow. Can they hold on to that? I don't know. But Ferrari could be quick today, mate. Who'd have thought Zandvoort would be the track where we have the record number of those? I know, with it being a narrow circuit. Yeah. Zandvoort's not really one of my favourite tracks, but the weather played its card, and it was a mad one. I was sat here for about an hour trying to waffle on, trying to bridge a red flag with 5 laps to go, which wasn't the best. Ended up a 3.5 hour stream. Hopefully we won't have that today. It'll just be straightforward. But yeah, qualifying in Monza. I'm glad I'm able to do this. It's definitely one of the highlights of the season. The Italian Grand Prix. It's definitely on my bucket list. I think this is in my top 3 of races to go to, really. Yeah, the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. It's just one of those special ones. It's one of those special ones. Japanese Grand Prix as well, which is the next in a few weeks. Yeah, Japanese Grand Prix, Italian Grand Prix, Australian Grand Prix, 3 or 4 that are the best ones in my opinion. You've been toking since 6:30 in the morning. Damn, bro, you wake up and get on it straight away. Let's see how Lawson will do a full race weekend. Yeah. Yeah, at least he's not being thrown in on a Saturday today. At least he gets, like you say, he gets the full 3 practice sessions and everything. So yeah, hopefully Lawson does pretty well. But the thing is about Liam Lawson, I don't really see a scenario where he gets a seat for next season, unless he really starts pulling up trees and starts getting like top 6s and like pulling an absolute madness. I don't really see how Lawson's on the grid next season, unless like Alfa Romeo pick him up or Williams. I'm not sure about how strong Zhou Guanyu's position is at Alfa Romeo. There is rumours that Alfa are looking at other drivers. Then you've got the second seat at Williams as well, Logan Sargent. He's not been brilliant, but does everyone deserve 2 seasons? I think so. Yeah, being ditched after 1 year is kind of brutal. So maybe Sargent will get another season, but if not, maybe Lawson goes in there if he's really impressive in these last... Well, he'll only get... The thing is, Lawson will probably only get 3 or 4 races, and then that's it. So you've got to be impressive straight off the bat. Yes, Anto, welcome in, bro. Every morning. Oh, my God, bro. So do you have a bad influence on Jamza, or does Jamza have a bad influence on you? Or are you both as bad as each other? There are 2 new drivers. The thing is, the driver market is a bit dead this year. I always buzz off drivers moving teams and stuff, especially if it's a big move. You know, especially if it's a big move like Alonso moving from Alpine to Aston Martin this season and stuff. If it's a big move like that, I love it. But there's no big move. There's no big moves from this year to next. We might get Teo Porcher coming to the second Alfa Romeo seat. He's doing really well in F2, and Zhou Guanyu's not doing fantastic at the moment. So we might see, like you say, Anto, we might see one or two. I hope Mick Schumacher gets another chance in Formula One. Maybe they swap Sargent for Schumacher, but I'm not that confident that they will do that. I'd love them to do that. Being a Mick Schumacher fan with your favourite driver on the sidelines is not really great. So I'd love to see Mick back just so I can be like, yes, let's go. Even if it's for P19, I'll cheer him on. But I'm not confident that we'll see Mick. And if we don't see Mick next season, we'll probably never see him again. Which is brutal. But it is what it is. Qualifying is about to get underway. We are live for Q1. Jams is a lightweight. Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, Jams is a lightweight to you then. 50 million a year, I know. Yeah, that's the big news coming into this weekend as well, if you haven't already heard. Mercedes are keeping both of their drivers until the end of 2025. So Russell and Hamilton both signing new deals to stay for at least another 2.5 seasons. So yeah, Mercedes sticking with what they've got. I feel like Ferrari are going to stick with what they've got. I feel like although Perez is going through a bit of a dodgy patch, I feel like Red Bull stick with Verstappen, Perez. What other teams we've got? Alpine probably stick with Gasly, Ocon. McLaren will stick with Norris, Piastri. So there's not a lot of driver moves going on. Maybe a couple down the bottom end of the grid, and that's about it. Haas are keeping both of their drivers. Who else have we got? Williams, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Aston Martin, you see, I'd love to see somebody get a chance in that second Aston Martin seat, but I don't know, man. If we see Lance Stroll at Wimbledon, then maybe anything can happen, can't it? So yeah, but Q1 underway anyway. Eight spliffs just watching the Rangers game. Oh my God, how are you still alive? Stroll is confirmed next year, is it? When was that? Is that right? Is Stroll confirmed, is he? I didn't know that. I was hoping. I had a slight little sort of hope that maybe Alex could get that seat. But no, I've been confirmed. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Same day as Mercedes. Oh, that's a sneaky one, that then. That's a sneaky one. They've got that in the back door while everyone's like, Hamilton, new deal till 2025. And then it's like, oh, by the way, Stroll's staying. Like, yeah. Yeah, Lance Stroll. It's not good, man. I said this the other week. Like, Stroll could cost Aston Martin like 2 or 3 positions in the Constructors' Championship. Like, mate, I can't believe it's a detriment to the whole project. If you can finish second in Constructors, but you finish 4th because one driver's smashing it and the other one is not even getting in the points, it's a detriment to the... Anyway, it is what it is. We're in qualifying for Italy. I'm not going to have a Stroll mode. But yeah, I fancy Ferrari to have a pretty good chance here. It shouldn't be a Verstappen walkover, this. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow we know what tomorrow's about. But today, let's see what happens. Let's have a look. I don't think it's a done deal for Verstappen to just bosh pole today. I don't think so. 60 laps tomorrow, yeah, it plays itself out, but can Sainz snag a pole position here? Leclerc? How quick a Mercedes? I saw Alonso was really bullish in final practice, saying everyone looks slow. Everyone's going to have a bad surprise in qualifying. So Alonso confident. Obviously, he's like half joking, but Alonso confident going into it. Not saying he's got a chance at pole, but could be up the sharp end in the top 5. So yeah, I'm positive. Yeah, 53 laps. So yeah, we know tomorrow after 53 laps, you know who's going to be top step, but. Qualifying's a little bit more unpredictable, so let's have a look. Albert's contract Williams at the end of the season. I can see him renewing it, because where else is there to go at the moment? If Stroll's re-signed at Aston Martin, there's not really anywhere for Alex to go at the moment. So Alex would probably re-sign until there's a spot going at McLaren or Alpine or maybe one of the top teams one day, but Alex will probably just have to re-sign, and it is what it is, and just stick with the project. Hit the like. Yeah, cheers, Christy. Yeah, hit the likes, guys. We have got 11.5 minutes to go in Q1. Not a lot of commentary going on at the minute because it's just the early laps of Q1. I can't be like, oh my God, he's just set a purple sector, because they're all set in purple sectors. We're early doors, so we can't get too excited yet. Alonso currently sits on a career total of, what the hell? Have you been counting them one by one, have you, SHT? With a paper and pen and paper like that. That's 19,108. 19. Hardcore fan, mate. Hardcore fan base round here. That is mad, though, isn't it? Nearly 20,000 laps. Oh, my God. Albon's quickest at the moment, so get in. Albon, Russell, Perez, top 3. It's early doors in Q1, isn't it? This is a stat from News Report, yeah. If Alonso completes 51 more laps, he'll have the record of 20,000 F1 laps. Damn. From 2001 to right now. Although he did miss a couple of seasons, but... Or did he miss 1 season or 2? He missed 2019, didn't he? Did he come back for 2020 or 21? Anyway, here comes Norris across the line. Goes P7. So it's still Albon quickest by 25 thousandths of a second over Russell, then Perez, Sainz, Sargent. Both Williams in the top 5. They'll be happy right now, but there's still 10 minutes to go in Q1. Down the bottom end then, in the relegation zone, is Ocon, Lawson, Stroll, Verstappen and Alonso. But obviously... as we see a replay on board with Lando Norris into, what do they call that last corner now? It used to be called the Parabolica, now it's called the, Curva Alboreto or something like that. They've changed the name of the last corner, but I always, since day dot, have known it as the Parabolica, so it's going to be hard for me to change that. But I think they call it Curva Alboreto or something like that. But yeah, he missed 2002... Oh, yeah, he was put on the sidelines. So he did 01, then was put on the sidelines for 02, then back in for 03, big time. Oh, yeah. That'd be a good little quiz question, that. And he missed 19 and 20. Yeah. He went off doing WEC and Indy and all that. And then come back. But yeah, welcome in, Kim. How are we doing? 9 minutes to go in Q1. We can start looking at the times now as Verstappen goes purple in Sector 1. If you're new to Formula 1, purple sector means fastest of anybody. A green sector is a personal best, and yellow, do better, bruv. Do better. So purple sectors are what you want. Fastest of anybody. Every lap is split into 3 sectors. And Verstappen purple sector 2 as well then. So he's on a quick lap. A quarter of a second up on Perez in the other Red Bull. And so Perez has gone quickest on a 121.9. Kim's melting. Yeah, in fact, on a melting one, I'm going to get the window open because I'm going to be melting. before it gets really exciting, as Verstappen goes quickest then on a 1:21.5. And I'm going to get the windows open. Okay, 21. I think it's hotter than that here. I think it's hotter than that here, you know. Alonso goes third in the Aston Martin, so it's Verstappen, Perez, Alonso top three at the moment. Ocon looking quick on his lap in the Alpine. Whoa, goes wide! Whoa, goes wide coming out of the Ascari chicane, goes onto the gravel and just about keeps hold of the car. Wow, big moment for Ocon there, and that is his lap well and truly ruined. So let's look at the bottom five then with 7 minutes to go in Q1. In the drop zone, we have Oscar Piastri, Hulkenberg, as Lawson goes P7 in the AlphaTauri. Go on, I hope it gets through to Q2. That'd be mega. It's changing all the time. Now it's Gasly, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Stroll in the bottom five. But yeah, Hamilton under pressure in P13 and needs a lap and is just coming out of the pits. Now, Tsunoda into fifth, yeah, and we see a replay on board with Esteban Ocon coming out of the Ascari chicane and whew, just a twinge of oversteer on the exit and 2 wheels into the grass for Ocon and 2 wheels into the gravel, sorry, for Ocon, and a pair of new underpants needed. As Hamilton sets off then on a flying lap with 6 minutes to go in Q1. Needs a lap down in P13 at the moment. If you are new to Formula 1, qualifying split into 3 parts, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Q1, we lose the slowest 5 drivers at the end of the session. Then the top 15 go through to Q2, at the end of which we lose the slowest 5 there. And then the top 10 go through to Q3 to fight for pole position. So we are really just looking at the bottom 5 in this session. If you're through, if you're in the top 15, the times get reset for Q2 and you go again. So it's just about not being eliminated. Stroll, man, he's absolutely finished. Yeah. Absolutely finished. I can't understand. Like, I know his dad's part of the management and that, but I'm surprised. There must have been a few meetings behind the scenes at Aston Martin going, can we not get a better driver here? Like, I know he's your boy, but can we not improve the scenario here? If you put Alex in that second Aston Martin, or I don't even know, like, who else would take it? Tsunoda. Offer it to Tsunoda or Albon. Anyway, they've stuck with Stroll because it is what it is, isn't it? Money rules the world. Yeah, I wish it was... Right, 4 minutes to go. And everybody is about to start one more flying lap in Q1. Under pressure in the bottom 5 is Gasly, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Stroll. It's a Red Bull 1-2, Ferrari 3-4, and then we've got the Aston Martin of Alonso P5. Albon P6, looking pretty good. Half second off a pace in the Williams. I expected the Williams to be quite good round here. They're generally quite good on a low drag scenario. So if Williams can, if Albon can qualify top 6, it's massive. Stroll knocks out a Q1, Q2, not scoring points. Exactly. It's probably the biggest gap between teammates on the whole grid. I mean, the Verstappen-Perez gap is concerning, but Perez still picks up the points anyway, so it's not too bad. But the Alonso-Stroll gap is embarrassing. Straight up embarrassing. Like, if I was Lance Stroll, I don't even think I'd want to be part of the... You're just getting absolutely slapped every week. Like, it must just... It's not fun being Alonso's teammate, is it? It's not fun, mate. He's destroyed many teammates as Alonso. Hulkenberg goes P12 with that then. 8/10 off the pace. But Magnussen is only gone to P15. So Magnussen's in trouble here with 2.5 minutes to go. They look quick in FP3 as well. I think both Haas were in the top 10 in FP3, but that pace has not transferred into qualifying. As till now, the only drivers that got into Q3 in all race weekends. Damn, son. Norris goes P4 in the McLaren, and now we might get this kind of weird Monza traffic jam that we get in qualifying, where everybody wants to be the last one across the line, but everybody can't be. Oh. Both Alpines are in the bottom 5, are they? Gasly Ocon 19th and 20th. Alpine be sweating on this one. It's the cap. I've jinxed them. I do like the Alfa Romeo special Italia livery they've got going on this weekend. Full Italian flag livery they've got going on. I tell you what, yeah, we're seeing more and more special liveries now, aren't we? Ferrari got a special livery this weekend. Special one-off liveries seem to be becoming like almost the norm. In a couple of years, are we going to end up like NASCAR, where it's going to be like different liveries for nearly every race? Like, I got into NASCAR about 10 years ago, and I was so confused because they changed the colour schemes virtually every race. So you can't even, it's so hard to follow, because one day he'll turn up in a yellow car, next week he's got a red car, and then, oh, like, at least in this, you know the Ferrari's red. You know, you're like, once you've learned who's who, it's settled. But now we're getting these special liveries. We're turning into NASCAR out here. We do a different paint scheme every week. I don't know, mate. I don't know if I want to see that too much. There's a limit. But yeah, anyway, 30 seconds to go in Q1, and everybody is on one more flying lap to get out of Q1. Bottom 5 at the moment is Bottas, Stroll, Gasly, Piastri, Ocon. So Magnussen in P15 on the bubble. Piastri's had a lap time deleted. Brutal, yeah, P19 he goes to Piastri. So Piastri under pressure then. And try saying that 5 times faster. So we've got Red Bull 1-3, Ferrari 2-4 at the moment at the sharp end. So who's going to get knocked out here then? Bottas looking decent, personal best for first and second sector. But Zhou, a bit dodgy in sector 1. He might be in trouble. Here comes Bottas then, out of the final corner. He's in P16 at the moment, so needs to improve, and does. Bang, P12 for Valtteri Bottas. And there's a Ferrari coming across the line as well. Sainz stays 4th. Albon goes 2nd in the Williams. Go on, Alex. And Piastri goes P8, so he's safe. Piastri safe, P8. Albon's quick. Sargent P5. Williams are quick round it. Both Williams in the top 5. Lawson goes P10. Lawson beats Tsunoda in Q1. Hamilton goes 7th, so he's safe. Alpine are in trouble here. Tsunoda goes 4th in the AlphaTauri. Here come the Alpines. Ocon's out in P17, and so is Gasly. Both Alpines. The cap has jinxed. I'm never wearing this cap again, bruv. Both Alpines knocked out. Zhou out as well in 16th. So 16th Zhou, 17th Gasly, 18th Ocon, Magnussen 19th, and Stroll P20 in the Aston Martin. Stroll P20. Oh, Lancelot, baby. Lance. Lance, you're done out here. Lawson's through, mate. Lawson has made it through. WTF P20. Just ain't got it, bro. Yeah, but that's it for Q1 then. So knocked out Zhou Guanyu in P16. Both Alpines. Damn, bro. Meltdown Alpine. 17th and 18th in qualifying for them. Hulkenberg scrapes through. Magnussen knocked out in P19. Stroll 1.2 seconds off the pace. P20. Wah. So, I can't believe. Look at Albon's time. Verstappen, Albon, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Perez, Sargent. Both Williams were in the top 6 then. I mean, whether that'll transpire in Q3. Everyone's going to turn up the wick a little bit more, but I think we could have a Williams in the top 6, sure, for sure, Hamilton only 8th, quickest of the Mercedes, only 8th, but the gap is very competitive, really. You've got the top 10 within half a second, and top 18 within a second. So, it's a competitive grid. You've got one man winning every week, but the other 19 positions are tightly fought. Don't get it twisted. From 2nd to 20th, it's a pretty good season, but we could do with a different winner. But 2nd to 20th, mate, what a season! Cheers, Chrissy. Yeah, smash the like. Also, subscribe if you're into Formula 1. And if you're new to the channel, I'll be live tomorrow for the Italian Grand Prix. It starts, I think, 2 p.m. UK time, so I'll be live like quarter to or something. I'm not going to do an hour build-up tomorrow because we're here for quali now, so we don't need to do a qualifying roundup because this is the qualifying show right now. So, I'll come live like 22 quarter to 2 tomorrow for the race starting at 2 p.m. UK time, that is, so adjust that wherever you are in the world. But yeah, we're about to set the grid for it. We already know that Zhou's out, Gasly's out, Ocon's out, Magnussen's out, Stroll, P20, horrendous. I know, Tsunoda P4. I know Albon and Tsunoda pulled out great laps at the end there. I back Albon for a top 6 on the grid here. Oh, yes, Anto. I just come back. I just finished now, actually. That's why I couldn't do qualifying last week when it was at 2 p.m. because I was still at work. And then because it starts at 3 p.m. this weekend, I've just about enough time to get home, get changed, and click live, literally, on a Saturday. So just about made it, Anto. Yeah, but I'm off now for a couple of days, yeah. So get in. Replay on board with Zhou Guanyu up to Alboreto Parabolica, mate. And just a bit of a confusion. It's very difficult to see where Mercedes going to end up here. McLaren, both of those teams are not looking anywhere near contention for pole position. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, I'll love it if we get a McLaren or a Mercedes on pole, but it just doesn't, I hope I'm wrong, but they just don't seem to be in the hunt. But that might just be a track specific thing. Some cars excel at certain circuits. So, if you're good round low downforce, you're all right in Monza. where did Ferrari were 3rd and 7th in Q1. Leclerc only 2/10 off the pace. Sainz was 4/10 off. It's Sargent quicker than Sainz in Q1 is a madness. The more so Lance race on the F1 grid, the more bored season by season. Yeah. Yeah, I've said it before, but I thought Lance would step up this season, you know, because the car's quick. And Lance did pretty well in that pink, that pink Mercedes that Force India had a couple of years ago. Well, probably 4 years ago now. Lance did pretty well there. And against Perez in that Racing Point. Did I say Force India? I mean Racing Point. In that pink Racing Point. I think 2020. Lance was all right, you know. So I thought this season, the Aston's quick. Obviously, it was a little bit more competitive at the beginning of the year, but they started off like pre-season testing in Bahrain. It was like, oh my god, the Aston's like in contention to win. I was like, oh my god, and I thought, right, Lance now. He's had his years at Williams. He's had his years at Racing Point, whatever. Bang, now we go. I was like, right, Lance Stroll, now we move. Incorrect, Brev. He's not stepped up. He's fallen off even more than... This season was a sink or swim season for Lance Stroll. He's got a competitive car and he's sunk, Brev. He's sunk. And you need to swim. And even though he's sunk, they've re-signed... What? He's sunk, bro. I know he's your son, but Brev, he's sunk. You're supposed to swim when you get a competitive car. Lance Stroll has dropped off, yeah. I had faith in him because he had the odd podium at Williams. You know, few good results here and there. Flashes in the pan, you know. He should have won the Turkish Grand Prix 2020. I think he had a pole position. I was like, this is the one. This is Lance Stroll. P20, mate. It's a disastrous season for Stroll. I think he's got 46 points to Alonso's 120 or something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but Alonso's literally got like 4 times as many points. It's embarrassing. Anyway, we're underway for Q2. The Ferrari's out with the WEC livery from the Le Mans car. I do like the Ferrari livery with a flash of yellow on it. Sat my son if he's... Yeah, it's a difficult one. Like, I get that it's a difficult situation for Lawrence, but you've got to do it. Like, it begs the question, like, how bad does it have to be before Lance Stroll loses his seat? Like, what's the tipping point? Would he literally have to, like, DNF 5 in a row? And then what? Like, where's the tipping point for Stroll? Does he get the seat regardless? Like, there's got to be a tipping point. Anyway, that tipping point's not been reached. And it's a detriment to the whole project, but it's a madness. Anyway, we're underway for Q2 on the medium tyres. If you don't know, Formula One are trialling a new tyre format where we're going to have, it's going to be, or it is, hard tyres in Q1, medium tyres in Q2, soft tyres in Q3. So, Q2, medium tyres for everybody. So, level playing field. 168 to 47. It's worse than Alonso Massa at Ferrari in like 2010. It's as bad as that. Anyway, I don't want to spend the entire qualifying session talk about Lance Stroll. I'm giving 10 mil saying find another seat. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe another team pick him up. I don't know, man. Would Williams have him back? I don't know. Anyway, qualifying's back underway, and Albon across the line to go second. So it's Verstappen, Albon, Perez, early doors in Q2, top three. Alonso's gone P4, then the two McLarens. As Hulkenberg slots into P8. Here comes the Ferrari boys then. Leclerc across the line goes P2, just behind Verstappen by a 10th. And Sainz goes quickest by a 10th and a half. Oh, sorry, not even that much. More like half a 10th. You saw a previous statement as well. Yeah, Lance is underrated. Mate, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That was my opinion. 12 months ago. Yeah, I was like, Lance is underrated. He's going to come good. I was like, just trust me. He'll come good, Lance. Mind you, I've been wrong about a lot in Formula 1. I just full send on predictions. I said Leclerc world champion this season before the season started. Well, so that's how monumentally wrong I can be. But I don't give a damn. I love it. Pre-season predictions in like end of Jan or something, or it would have been like Feb before testing. That's a crucial thing. I went Leclerc world champion. Well, it's not that daft though. Coming off the back of last season, Ferrari were quick. They got Fred Vasseur in. I'm thinking, right, Ferrari are going to be quick, and they're going to have a team boss that knows what he's doing. Leclerc world champion. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to do predictions anymore. I might as well have said fucking Hulkenberg world champion. Yes, JJ, how we doing, bro? I'm the only F1 nerd here, bro. Everyone else is from football watch-alongs. It's like a handful of people that watch football watch-alongs and just join me for the F1 vibes. But yeah, welcome in. I didn't rate Stroll when he came into the sport. He's a solid midfield driver. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was a solid midfield driver, but he's not even that this season. He's not even a solid midfield driver. He's a solid disaster this season. Anyway, with 7 minutes to go in Q2, let's have a look at the lap times. As Russell crossed the line to go P6, so we've got Sainz, Verstappen, Leclerc, top three at the moment, as Hamilton only P12 across the line, so needs to improve. It's not looking particularly good for Mercedes, this, is it? It's not looking particularly good for Mercedes or McLaren, this. I mean, I could end up eating my words when Piastri slaps it on pole, but I wouldn't say that either of them will be in the top six, those two teams. But you never know. Stranger things have happened at sea. Oh, did Hamilton get... Yeah, Hamilton didn't have the best start to the lap, but he didn't get held up that badly, though. Maybe half a tenth or something. An absolute bust and liability. It is. I said it last week at, when it was a Dutch Grand Prix, like, Aston Martin have a chance to be second in Constructors' Championship, and they could end up, if it goes disastrously wrong and McLaren have an amazing last 5 races, they could end up 5th, but they probably end up 4th, but they should have been 2nd, Aston Martin. You know, if they had another driver getting in 100 points, you know, say Alonso's got 168 or whatever it is, if the second driver had 100 points, they'd be right in that fight for P2 and constructors, you know. But with Lance getting the odd P9, P10 when Alonso's picking up podiums, it's a detriment to the entire thing. Anyway, I'm going around in circles. I used to love F1 years ago. No, Hamilton, so lost interest now. Getting back into it. Well, that's good. If I'm getting you back into it, then, you know, that's the aim, isn't it? I don't know. What is the aim? Share your passion and all that, innit? Share my enthusiasm of 20 drivers going in circles. Because I love it. Despite the Verstappen dominance period we're going through right now. I'd be glad to see the end of that, but we move. Can't see the time left in the session. No, yeah, I need to rig that up. I don't have that because the website I use to get the timings and the GPS doesn't have that either. But I can tell you there's 3 minutes, 38 seconds to go in Q2. Every now and then I try and mention it because I don't have that rigged up. I could just set a timer and like keep messing about with a timer every 10 minutes. You know, maybe once we get a few more, maybe once the channel starts taking off, I can start thinking what else we can do. But when I've got a handful of viewers. But yeah, there's 3 minutes 20 to go. I do try and mention every so often, like 7 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go, to try and keep you updated. But yeah, a timer is like on the list of things that shoulda, woulda, coulda be introduced. But yeah, 3 minutes to go in Q2. Cheers, Moby1. And everyone's just piling out of the pits now. It's, yeah, absolute Monza traffic jam settings. They're even side by side in the pit lane. This is going to be an interesting... It's going to be an interesting outlet, this, as they all try and be last man across the line. We saw the shambles in 2019 when it was literally embarrassing. Like some people didn't even get across the line before the time ran out. But yeah, 2.5 minutes to go, so they should all have time to get. Cheers, Chrissy. You know, we always go full send, especially if you're here for lap 1 of any given Grand Prix. There's not many can do lap 1 in the way I do lap 1 of a Grand Prix, put it that way. Murray Walker was one. He could do lap 1. There ain't not many others. It's full send. It's his full send. So yeah, stick with me for the Italian Grand Prix tomorrow, because as always we'll be giving it full beans into turn 1. I'll be live about 1:45 UK time. The race starts at 2 PM tomorrow, Italian Grand Prix. But yeah, let's see who's going to get knocked out in Q2. In the elimination zone at the moment then, with 1.5 minutes to go, is Hulkenberg, Hamilton, Lawson, Sargent and Bottas. They're the guys under pressure. Remember, this is all about just getting through to Q3. It's all about being in the top 10. Class. Yeah. Every time it happens as well, I always get one comment saying, my ears. And I think, yeah, but you know what's happening. Like, when the drivers are lining up on the grid and the race is about to start, I'm telling you now, turn your volume down. Like, it's going off. It is going off. I don't care whether this is the most dead season since 2002. On lap 1, it is going off. So when those drivers line up on the grid, let it not be a surprise to you that the volume goes to 1 million, Brev, because regardless, it happens. Anyway, here we go then for the final laps of Q2. And Hamilton needs to improve. He's under pressure. Yeah, it's a stressful day tomorrow. Stressful. It'll be a mint day tomorrow, Kim. F1 followed by United v Arsenal as well. So I may or may not be on Denver's channel, depending on whether there's any shenanigans in the race. If the race gets delayed and there's safety cars and stuff like that, then I won't be able to do the football. But we'll play it by ear. Anyway, Albon, Sargent, he's coming up to the line. He's in P14 at the moment, so needs to improve if he wants to get through. And doesn't, so it looks like Sargent's out. Tsunoda goes 9th, which is a bit sketchy in it, P9, with about 12 drivers across the finish line. I don't back Tsunoda to get through if people start improving anyway. But Hamilton, it's still down there in P12, needs to improve. Hamilton round the final corner as Russell goes P5 then. That's true. You should be safe with that, George Russell, as Hamilton goes 5th then. So Mercedes slot into 5th and 6th. They should be okay with that. Leclerc goes quickest. So it makes it a Ferrari 1-2 then at the front in Q2. Lawson goes P12, so Lawson out in Q2 in the AlphaTauri. Here comes Hulkenberg. Piastri goes 8th in the McLaren. And Hulkenberg's out. So Tsunoda's been knocked out as well. Verstappen goes quickest of anybody. Bottas improves, but only P14. So it's Tsunoda, Lawson, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Sargent knocked out in Q2. Norris scrapes through by 13 1,000ths of a second as Perez goes P4 at the end of the session. So Norris scrapes through, but knocked out then is both AlphaTauris of Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson. Nico Hulkenberg in the Haas in P13, Bottas in the Alfa Romeo P14, and Logan Sargent in the Williams in P15. So notable that Alexander Albon threw easily. Alexander Albon threw with 4 tenths in hand. You beauty. Yeah, not too bad from Lawson. Yeah, he's not been left for dead this weekend because he jumped in at the deep end and in Zandvoort and he was absolutely slapped. One, he's like 1.2 seconds off the pace, which is understandable when you're just being chucked in for FP3. So, but yeah, with a full weekend, Lawson is pretty respectable. Well, very respectable. Only a tenth and a half behind Tsunoda, who's been at this game for 2.5 years. So, yeah. Very decent qualifying for Liam Lawson. AlphaTauri will line up 11th and 12th for tomorrow's race. Cheers, Chrissy. Yeah, drop the like, guys. Honestly say hugely on Lawrence Stroll, the investment towards Aston Martin. Alonso continues to get into Q3. Yeah, so Alonso 3. So, yeah, so through to Q3. I mean, it's on the screen right here, but gives me something to say while we wait for Q3. Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Albon, Hamilton, Russell, Piastri, Alonso, Norris. So both Mercs, both McLarens, both Ferraris, both Red Bulls, and then an Aston and a Williams through to Q3 to fight for pole position. I hope one of the Ferraris nicks it. I mean, whether they can stay ahead for what was it? 53 laps. I mean, I should know off by heart, but I think it's like 52, 53 laps. Italian Grand Prix, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, whether the Ferraris can stay ahead of Verstappen for 50 odd laps is doubtful, but I hope they get ahead of him now on Saturday afternoon at least. At least let Ferrari have the 50 seconds of fame. Every dog has its day and all that. At least give Ferrari a little bit of credit this afternoon. And what happens tomorrow. But if it's Max on pole, it's like, give someone else a go, at least on a Saturday. Alonso. Yes, Amiri, you know the vibes, innit? I sat here with my Alpine cap on, but it's A for Alonso, it's not A for Alpine. I like the A's. I like Albon and Alonso. They're probably my two favourite drivers, actually. Although I am kind of neutral. Like, listen, I've got Mercedes cap, Aston Martin cap, Alpine cap, Haas cap. Fucking give a damn. Alpha Tauri's t-shirts and bloody hell. I've got probably merch from near enough every team. I'm pretty neutral. But I do like Fernando Alonso. It's Olivier Giroud in the Ferrari garage. Forza Ferrari. Yeah, I've got a soft spot for Ferrari. I would like to see Ferrari get pole here today. Yeah, get in there, lad. Come on, Ferrari. I hope they do get pole at the whole home race, you know. A little bit of Saturday celebrations for Ferrari would be good, you know. They've had a terrible season. They've had a shocking season, Ferrari, really. You know, like P6 and P8, stuff like that, you know, it's not the one, is it? You know, I really thought they would fight for the championship this season, Ferrari, coming off the back of last year. Last year, the car was obviously really competitive, but they let themselves down reliability-wise and strategy-wise. I thought they'd build on that. I thought Ferrari will come all guns blazing 2023. They've dropped off heavy. They've dropped off so bad. But at least give them a little bit of glory in Monza, innit? I think they've got a good chance. You know, look at that. Leclerc was within... Well, look at that. Both Ferraris within half a tenth or around half a tenth away from Verstappen in Q2. So it's not a crazy shout for a Ferrari pole. It's on, you know. It's on. The Ferrari pole is on. And Chrissy knows someone who wears half a cap. Looking good this weekend, yeah, man. I mean, are they going to be able to keep Verstappen at bay for 53 laps tomorrow? Probably not. But can they slap it on pole today? I'd love to see it. What I want to see here, I want to see Ferrari 1-2 on the grid so that they let one Ferrari bolt off tomorrow and they use the second Ferrari to block Verstappen at all costs. Use the second Ferrari as rear gunner, block Verstappen at all exits, and let the Ferrari number one, whether it be Leclerc or Sainz, Ferrari in the lead, gap the entire field. That's what I want to see. But that's probably not what we're going to see. Them tactics. You've got to throw JJ, you've got to throw everything at it. If it's a little bit underhand, it's a little bit dirty, so be it. You've got to stop Max getting 10 in a row, man. Max is going to slap 10 Grand Prix victories in a row tomorrow. And that's never been done in Formula One history. You know, Vettel's done 9 consecutive race wins. I think there was, I don't know if it was Fangio or Ascari or someone in the 1950s who scrambled 9 wins in a row. But nobody's ever pulled off 10 wins in a row. So... can you imagine if Ferrari stop Verstappen getting the 10 in a row tomorrow? It would be scenes. Right, Q3's about to get underway. The kitchen sink. Exactly. Throw the kitchen sink at Max Verstappen. Because you're going to have to if you want to try and beat him. You're going to have to put spikes on your wheels. Albon for pole, anybody? Alexander Albon, cheeky pole position in Monza. I'd love that, mate. I would love it. No, I think Alex can get top 6 here. If Alex is top 4, it's mega. It's mega. I can see him being top 6. Yes, Rhino, welcome to the stream, bro. The only way rear gunner Ferrari stopped Max is being a big red and yellow battering ram. Well, yeah, I know, yeah. Max with DRS and Slipstream. Yeah, it's a pretty difficult job. But mind you, to even attempt that plan, they've got to qualify ahead of Max anyway, right now. So let's get it done, boys. Sat here with an Alpine hat on, both knocked out in Q1. Let's go, brother. As a Max fan, I only want him to win this race. He can lose the rest. 10 in a row will never be broken, surely. Every record's there to be broken, though, innit? You know, there was many a fan or whatever said that Schumacher's 91 wins will never be broken. Hamilton 103. So every record's there to be broken, but 10 in a row special though, yeah. 10 in a row is... He'd probably be beaten by bloody Max himself, you know what I mean? He'd probably beat his own record. It's a joke, man. It must be pretty boring being a Max Verstappen fan, though. Like, at some point, you must be like, turn up the difficulty. It's like playing F1 game on amateur settings, bro. It's like playing F1 game on easy. Turn up the difficulty. Like, even the victories must be coming in a little bit hollow by now. Too easy. Right, here we go then. 8.5 minutes to go in Q3. The fight for pole position at the Italian Grand Prix is on. Max gonna break it. I don't see anyone beat him on merit. I know. That's what I said the other week as well, SHT. Like, the only way I see Max being beaten this season is through either reliability issue or something out of his control, like a badly timed safety car on his part, or a badly timed red flag and he's at the back of the queue, or something goes wrong. I don't see someone going to head with Verstappen this season and beating him on pure pace. I just don't see it. Verstappen could end up winning every single race between now and Christmas. It's brutal domination. Absolutely brutal domination. But he could be beat here today in Monza. Let's have a look. Let's have a see. 7.5 minutes to go. And we're about to get the first laps done in Q3. Early doors then. It's Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Alonso. Slots into P4s. Leclerc comes round the final corner now in the Ferrari. Go on, Charles. Let's see what you got. These are the banker laps. And Leclerc's quicker. Leclerc goes provisional P1. Here comes Sainz across the line and beats that. Ferrari 1-2 with 6.5 minutes to go in Q3. Sainz ahead of Leclerc, and Albon splits the Red Bulls. Albon splits the Red Bulls in P4. So it's Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Albon, Perez, top 5 at the moment. And Russell goes P4 as well. So it's Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell, early doors. But we've still got another lap to go as we see a replay on board with Verstappen and a little bit of oversteer coming out of the second chicane. Ooh, he just dipped a couple of wheels. He just dipped the left-hand side front and rear into the gravel on the exit of the second chicane. But he probably lost a tenth. But it wasn't a disaster for Max. But it's time on the table. And yeah, it is a tenth between the top 3. It is really competitive, to be fair. You know, 0.03 of a second between the two Ferraris. A tenth then to Verstappen in third. 0.2 Russell in P4. You know, the top 10 covered by less than a second. So Alonso down there in P10 at the moment. 0.9 off the pace. Everyone, of course, on the soft tyres. You would be on the soft anyway, no matter what format you run in qualifying, you'd be on the soft anyway. But yeah, that's the banker lap's done. Hamilton P9, not a good lap from Lewis. Russell P4, Hamilton P9 for Mercedes. McLaren's the 7th and 8th. Albon quicker than Perez is ridiculous. Let's go, yeah, let's go, mate. Ferrari 1-2 all the way. Norris getting a big toe. Well, they might do that. That would, you know, a team might sacrifice one driver to benefit another. We'll see. We'll see. But really close between Sainz and Leclerc up top. And Verstappen has got a 10th on the table at least, with the running a little bit wide out of the second chicane. So let's have a look. It's going to be close anyway. We know that. It's really close. Sadly, I think there's only 3 drivers in the battle for pole position here. I mean, Russell's quick there, only 2/10 off, but realistically, there's only 3 drivers in the fight for pole here. Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen. Perez is 4/10 off. Put it this way, I'd be surprised if Perez slaps a pole here. Oh, Ferrari boom. I want to see the Ferrari boom. I want to see the Ferrari. I'd like to see the grid as it is now and see if they can keep Verstappen behind. You know what I mean? Keep Verstappen behind for the first stint. Get to the pit stops on like lap 20 and Verstappen still behind you. You've got half a chance then. But, you know. We all know what's going to happen tomorrow. But that's it, you know. If Ferrari got both of them ahead of Max, maybe, you know, maybe they can start dreaming. If it's a Ferrari 1-2 on the grid, maybe they can start dreaming. There's something that tells me Max just pulls out a lap from the gods here, though, and just... But I hope not. I want to see the Ferrari 1-2 on the grid. I want to see Albon out-qualify Verstappen. No, Max will improve here. This is the thing. Ferrari have got to improve now. This is the final lap of Q3. 2.5 minutes to go now in Q3. These are the final laps now. Ferrari have to improve because Max has got time on the table. Max is going to improve, so Ferrari have to improve. They can't just rest on the banker lap and go, well, that's good enough. Nah, Max is going to improve here. They need to... Come on, Ferrari. Come on. You've got the Le Mans winning livery on. Let's do some bits. Ferrari's screwing everything up. Oh, no, yeah. Yeah, what? Yeah, that's Ferrari, innit? They'll line up 1-2 on the grid and end up finishing 7th and 9th. And you're just like, how have they fucked this one up? They end up walking away from Italy with about 6 points, thinking, well, we let that one slip through the net when we lined up 1-2 on the grid, didn't we? That is how they roll, innit? That's how they roll. They'll slap a front row now and end up taking 6 points home. Why? Anyway, let's see if they can get at least... Yeah, if Ferrari get pole, it would be well earned. Yeah, I hope they do. Leclerc is going to be first one on the final flying laps. So Leclerc's going to be first one across the line. Oh, this is genuinely exciting. Come on. Come on, Charles. Where's me... Come on. I back him, man. I back Ferrari to do this. They need to improve. I want to see purple sectors from Leclerc. Purple sector 1 from Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. Come on. Come on, Charles. I really hope they do it, man. I know it's 53 laps tomorrow, but come on. Leclerc's still quicker. So Leclerc quicker than anybody in Sector 1. Verstappen wasn't able to beat it. Neither was Sainz. Come on, Charles. Leclerc purple middle sector as well. Leclerc might do this. Come on, Charles. He's approaching the final corner now, Leclerc in the Ferrari. Verstappen's quick in the middle sector, mate. Verstappen's quick in the middle sector. But Sainz is even quicker than that. Here comes Leclerc then round the final corner, and to cross the line then is Leclerc in the Ferrari. Improves and goes provisional pole at 1 minute 20.361 for Leclerc for them all to beat. So Leclerc has set his time. Next across the line is going to be Max Verstappen. Can he beat that? Oh, Verstappen beats it. Verstappen's beating Leclerc, but what can Sainz do? Verstappen, no, and Sainz! Carlos Sainz is looking like pole position for Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari at 1 minute 20.29 for 13 thousandths of a second and half a tenth between the top three. That's extremely close, but Sainz has done it. Perez goes P4. It's Sainz on pole. Albon goes 5th. Sainz on pole from Verstappen. Leclerc, Perez, Albon. Here comes George Russell. Go on, what can Russell do? P4. P4 for George Russell. And here comes Hamilton. What can he do? Oh, P8. P4, P8 for Mercedes. Alonso P10. So it's Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari on pole position in Monza. Get in! Boom! No pole for Max. Yeah, it's like boom, anybody but Max. It's like boom, a different name at the top. Thank fuck. Yes, Sainz outqualifies Verstappen by 13 1,000ths of a second. Leclerc 67 thousandths off pole. Russell in P4, 4/10 off the pace with Perez. Albon P6. I said top 6 for Alex. He's just about done it. Top 6 for Albon in the Williams. Great result for them. McLaren 7th and 9th. Piastri outqualifies Norris. Piastri P7. Hamilton P8 in the Mercedes. Norris P9. But it's glory. You know, it's Saturday glory for Carlos Sainz. You know, listen, it's a long race tomorrow, but it's Saturday glory for Carlos Sainz and Ferrari, and big ups to them. Yeah, we know what will happen tomorrow, but big ups to Sainz for pulling off the pole on Saturday. Sainz on pole, and it's deserved, you know. We've seen this coming. Sainz was quickest in FP2 yesterday. He was quickest in FP3 this morning. Sainz has got the pace in qualifying trim, and Sainz is on pole for the 2023 Italian Grand Prix. That's about it, guys. Join me tomorrow for the race itself. Starting at 2 p.m. UK time. I'll be live about 20 to 2 UK for the Italian Grand Prix with Carlos Sainz on pole. Not often we say that. Not often we say Sainz on pole, but he deserves it. It's Ferrari on pole in Monza by 13 1,000ths of well. It was so close. But Verstappen beaten on Saturday. Can anybody beat him on Sunday and stop Max getting the 10 in a row? Yeah, like I say, join me tomorrow. Yeah, 2 p.m. race start tomorrow for the Italian Grand Prix. Top 10, Sainz, Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Perez, Albon, Piastri, Hamilton, Norris, Alonso. Ferrari on pole in Monza. I've been the Motorsport Madman. This has been Italian Grand Prix qualifying. Join me tomorrow for the race. Peace out, guys. And drop me a like on the way out. And subscribe if you're into Formula 1. We'll go full send all around here. See you in a bit, guys. Low battery for me as well, mate. See you in a bit.